module, we are going to cover the basics of team dynamics, or TDX, and creating tickets. So why are TDX tickets important? Let's look at the where, what, when, how, and why for service tickets. As a technical representative for Purdue IT, you should create a ticket for every IT-related issue at the service desks, even if you resolve the issue at the desk. Not only do these tickets give our upper management metrics for the number of users we assist at the desk and the types of issues we handle, but more importantly, the tickets provide helpful information to our customers. When you resolve the issue, the ticket can share the troubleshooting steps taken along with resources, such as our knowledge base articles. This empowers the customer by giving them the knowledge to handle the issue themselves should it happen again. We call these types of tickets informational tickets because there is no ongoing issue, but we are sharing details and resources. When we cannot resolve the issue, the ticket is needed for additional support. The admins will review the ticket and follow up with any additional suggestions or move the ticket to another group who is better equipped to resolve the problem. In these cases, the ticket allows us to continue communication with the customer and gives them the assurance that we are still working on the problem. Using the templates that we have created speeds up the ticket creation process by having most required fields already completed. We also have worksheets at the service desks that may be useful. On these sheets, you can write the customer username and basics for the issues. When we are busy at the service desks, making notes like this will help you to create the tickets later or even to share with the admins to create the tickets. By the end of this training module, you should know where to find helpful information for creating TDX tickets, what TDX groups are, how to create a ticket using a template, and the best practices or guidelines for communication via tickets. As we go through this training, remember that you will have access to this presentation and additional training information, cheat sheets, tips, and guidelines on the SharePoint. Where do we start for TDX resources? Where else? SharePoint, of course. Watch the short video for an overview of the TDX resources on SharePoint. Start at the Team Dynamics TDX section. We have an overview of the Purdue IT Service Portal. In the training section, you can see the various required training modules and presentations for different roles within learning spaces. For tech reps, the required training is this module, reviewing SharePoint, and creating a training ticket for feedback. We have the where, what, when, how, and why for tickets that we just discussed. And then we dive into using templates to create TDX tickets. This section covers the basics of using the templates, the different templates and uses for each, helpful reminders and guidelines, customer note do's and don'ts, and even how to create your own templates. TDX Best Practices shares the signatures used by each role in learning spaces. There is additional information about handling the ticket queues that you, as a tech rep, can ignore. Your focus is on creating the tickets while the admin team and call center staff handle the queues. One big best practice tip for working at the service desks is to get the customer username at the start of your interaction. We often get students stopping at the desk between classes, so they don't have long to work on an issue. As long as you have the username, though, you can create the ticket and follow up even if the user must leave. There are guidelines for creating your own desktop in TDX. This is really helpful when working on the ticket queues, but not as important at this stage for creating tickets. We have cheat sheets that cover the basics for TDX terms, such as requester, meaning the customer or user. This section also covers common TDX groups that we work with or move tickets to for further assistance and the types of issues they handle. Another section includes common ticket issues and replies that is mainly used when reviewing tickets in the queue. Similarly, we also have a section for unusual tickets issues that can be helpful for more obscure issues in troubleshooting. The last section shares knowledge base articles specific to TDX. In the last section covering SharePoint resources for TDX, we noted a cheat sheet listing common TDX groups. Groups are the teams or departments that handle specific issues. Our group is IT underscore LS underscore SD underscore labs. This stands for Information Technology, Learning Spaces, Service Desks, and Labs. You can view other groups within TDX by clicking on the waffle at the upper left. Learning Spaces handles issues in classrooms and computer labs that are centrally used by the campus, meaning all colleges can use the spaces. As we noted, your main priority at the service desks is assisting customers and creating a TDX ticket for every IT-related interaction. We will now cover some of the basics of creating a TDX ticket. We will then go through the process in a video and wrap up with you creating a ticket. The first step is to create either a service request ticket or an incident ticket. What's the difference? You will mainly create service tickets. These are tickets that involve user-based issues. This includes needing help with resetting passwords, Duo, MFA, Wi-Fi, setting up mobility print, installing the VPN, software questions, and so on. We can also assist with hardware issues for user devices, such as mobile phones or laptops. With personal devices, though, we research troubleshooting options and share these with the customer, but we do not make changes to personal devices. We can only offer suggestions. You will still make a ticket, but resolve it even if the issue is not fixed. You would share troubleshooting options and suggestions, but direct the user to contact their hardware support if these options do not resolve the issue. An incident ticket is more specific to a service outage or equipment issue, not user-specific. These include major incidents like PAL not working or a specific issue like a faulty monitor in a computer lab. Now that we know what ticket type we are using, we want to choose which template we need. We have HSSE Service Desk templates and WALC Service Desk templates. You will use the template for the service desk location you are working. Templates have required information for the issue already completed, such as the title, Purdue IT service, and product. They also have customer notes already added in the description field. All of this helps save time when creating tickets, but you must always review the ticket and update it as needed. Many of the tickets have customer notes that are drafted as if the issue was resolved at the service desk. If that did not happen, we want to update the language so we are not sending confusing messages to the customer. All customer notes must be professional and courteous. All of the other ticket information can be updated if needed by the admins, but we can't retract a customer note if it is sent and has incorrect information, typos, or is unprofessional. In the ticket form, you will see the template option. Click on the drop-down menu to see all the issue options for each service desk location. We have over 20 different templates covering issues from software to Duo to printing to VPN issues. You will need to select the template issue that matches the issue you are troubleshooting. If none of the templates work for your specific issue, then use the generic template. As you work at the service desks, you may encounter repeat issues that do not have a template yet. Just let us know and we can create new templates in these cases. Just email the admins and describe the issue. We have our ticket with information inputted from the template. Now what? Now it is time to update the ticket. 1. Starting with the requester. Here we will add the customer username. This ensures that the customer receives the email for the ticket and the shared resources or troubleshooting steps. 2. The title, service, and product are already completed for the issue specific to the template. You can update the title, though, if helpful. For instance, if you are using the software template, you can add the specific software. We don't want a super lengthy title, but having specifics is great to give an overview of the issue and for metrics. 3. The templates will also have a customer note already entered in the description field. As we noted earlier, these will typically be addressed to the customer as if the issue is resolved, so update the language as needed. We don't want to confuse the customer. Adding specific troubleshooting information and device information is crucial when the issue is not resolved at the service desk. Providing as much information as possible helps the admins do further troubleshooting and eliminates frustration for the customer by us having to ask for the same information. There may also be information in red reminding you of specific tasks, such as in the generic template where the note is, before sending to user, update info below with issue details, title, service, and product. Delete this note. Be sure to remove these reminders once you have completed the task. Keep the customer notes professional and courteous. Don't use overly technical jargon that can be seen as condescending to customers. 4. Always update the signature with your first name. 5. There's one task reminder in red that you will see in the customer notes section for all account-related issues that you do not have to remove. This reminder is a security one and there to remind tech reps to add the method for verifying a customer's identity before making any account adjustments, such as password resets, Duo bypass codes, or MFA resets. You would just need to add how you verified the customer's identity. Did you check a driver's license, state ID card, passport? 6. Is the issue resolved? If so, you will update the status of the ticket from assigned to resolved. You will also want to add yourself as the responsible agent. We never close a ticket, though. The customer has 7 days to reply to a resolved ticket with additional questions or information, or even to say an issue has returned. After these 7 days, the ticket will be automatically closed by TDX. 7. If the issue is not resolved, you will leave the ticket assigned to our group, IT/LS/SD Labs, for further troubleshooting. So let's review a few of the best practices we've covered. Ask for the customer's username when they come to the service desk. This ensures we will be able to follow up with a ticket. Always do a final check of the customer note. Is the information correct? Are you sharing specifics of the troubleshooting steps or details regarding the issue? We want to provide clear information to the customer. It's okay to provide the issue details in this section. You don't need to create a separate internal note. For example, If the customer came to the service desk for help with installing the print cues on their device, but you could not resolve the issue, you can note the following. We installed paper-cut mobility print on your Dell laptop with Windows 11, but were unable to install the iTap printing or iTap color printing cues. We tried uninstalling mobility print and reinstalling it, but it did not resolve the issue. We confirmed that you were on PAL and do not have Bitdefender on your device. As we discussed, we are creating this service ticket for further assistance and will follow up with you soon. This is still directed to the customer, but shares relevant information and troubleshooting done. We always want to address these notes to the customer. Don't write things like, "The user came to the desk," but speak to the customer directly. Check your spelling and typing. Remember that English is not the first language for many Purdue students and staff. Providing specifics and troubleshooting steps is vital. This helps the admins to do further research when an issue is unresolved, but it also gives great information to the customer on resolved issues. When assisting with personal devices, be sure to share the device information in the customer note area, especially if the issue is unresolved. All tickets should be assigned to our group, unless the issue is resolved and you add yourself as the responsible agent. If the ticket needs to move to another area for assistance, the admins will handle that. We handle these moves in case there is a question from the other group or they direct us to a different one. We can track these changes and ensure issues are followed up on to get the customer help. Let's put everything we learned into practice now. First, we have a short video where we create a TDX ticket. Watch the video and make note of any questions you may have. The final part of this training module will be you creating a TDX ticket. Let's create a TDX ticket together. From your TDX desktop, choose either the New tab and select either Incident, which is used rarely, or Service Request Form, or go directly to the Service Request Form tab to create a new form automatically. From the new Service Request Form, you will choose your template. You can see that we have the HSSE Service Desk templates with issues sorted alphabetically. As you scroll down, you will find the WALC Service Desk templates as well. For this sample ticket, we are going to use the HSSE Service Desk template for PAL Issue Resolved. Once you select the template, you will see that required fields autofill with needed information, such as the title and service type. You will need to add the requester information. This is the customer. Searching by their username is the fastest way. Since my username is also my first name, I added the @ symbol to speed up the process. You can then see the customer's information along with recent tickets for the user. This can be helpful to see if a customer has had repeat problems with the same issue or other issues that may be impacting the one they came to the desk for help addressing. You don't need to add any other information in the customer information section unless there is a secondary contact needed. Don't worry about adding the service desk building. We only need building and room information when it is relevant to an issue, such as a faulty monitor at a station in Stanley Coulter 179. Scrolling down, we come to the ticket information. Here, you can see the title, Purdue IT Service, and product are all filled. Using templates speeds up the ticket creation process because required fields like these are completed with the correct information. The description area is our customer notes section. This is where we can share information with the customer about what steps were taken to resolve an issue, along with helpful resources. Be sure to update this as needed. For this template, we have a common troubleshooting step noted for PAL issue, for getting the network and reconnecting. If this is not what resolved the issue, though, we want to update it so we don't confuse the customer. Maybe you had the customer reset their password due to special characters interfering with connecting to PAL, or they installed the Purdue VPN incorrectly.
Note what the actual issue was here and what steps you took. If an issue is not resolved, it is equally important to note the troubleshooting steps done along with information about the user device. This saves the admin's time asking the user these questions or suggesting steps that were already attempted. It also saves the customer from feeling frustrated going over the same steps again. We have additional helpful information about secure W-2 and our service desk hours in the template. Be sure to update your name in the signature line. Add your first name. Our call center phone number is listed along with the Purdue IT service site. Scrolling again, you see where you can add an attachment if helpful, such as a screenshot of an error code. The impact and urgency required fields are completed for low impact and urgency. Since this is an issue affecting the user only, not a PAL outage, this is not a major incident. In the internal information section, we will need to update the status and responsible party. We resolved the PAL issue, so we will update the status from assigned to resolved. We don't ever close the ticket. The customer has 7 days to reply with questions or if the issue returns before the ticket is auto-closed. When scrolling, you can see the other options, including awaiting customer response, used when we have provided suggestions to a customer and are waiting to hear if they resolve an issue. Pending internal is used when we are dealing with a problem within Purdue IT, such as reaching out to another group, and pending external is used when waiting on a group outside of Purdue IT, such as a printer service call with Canon IV. Responsible has the default set to our group, ITLS SD Labs. Since the issue is resolved, though, you will want to update this to you. We always want one agent noted when resolving a ticket. You will disregard the STEM IT support area section. Even if an issue isn't one our team handles, you should always assign it to our group unless the admins direct you differently. If we need to move the ticket to another group for further assistance, the admins will do so. Finally, you see we also have a knowledge base article that is related to the template issue. This is another important reason we ask that you create a ticket for every IT-related issue at the service desks. Even though the issue in our example is resolved, by creating the ticket, we share the steps we took along with resources such as knowledge-based articles and service desk hours. This helps the customer address the problem if it happens again and alerts them to our extensive knowledge base.
Now it's your turn. Create a ticket to complete your training. Use the specifics noted here when creating the ticket. We will review the ticket and provide feedback to you via performance report. Before you go, here are 2 final reminders to share. First, creating tickets for service desk IT interactions is vital to our success in learning spaces. It is important to provide information and resources to our customers, but it is equally important to show the number of customers we assist at the service desks. These metrics help us ensure staffing and budgeting for the service desks. Second, creating tickets is an easy process, so don't feel overwhelmed. The more you create tickets, the faster you will get at creating tickets. Using the templates helps immensely in this process. But you can always reach out for help if you have questions or get behind on creating tickets. Message the admins in Teams and we will help. Our focus is to provide the best customer service possible in all interactions, and we depend on each of you to make that happen.